Hi everyone. OpenAI just did something that nobody thought it would have done. OpenAI released two new models and they are open source. Yes, you heard it right, they are open source. So we have two new models. One is with 120 billion parameters and other is with 20 billion parameters. Both of them have a context length of 128K. So without wasting any further time, let us dive in and let's see what all these two models has to offer. This is the official release page of OpenAI. So it has all the information of this ChatGPT OSS. So there are two models that has got released: ChatGPT OSS 120 billion parameter and ChatGPT OSS 20 billion parameter. So you have some details about both of these models right here. So for this 120 billion, the total parameters is 117 billion and active parameters per token is 5.1 billion, and total experts 128, active experts per token is 4, and the context length is 128K. In this video we are going to use the 20 billion version. We will download the 20 billion version and we'll run that locally. So I use MacBook Air M4 with 24 GB RAM. We have this Codeforce competition code comparison. In this benchmark, we can see that 120 billion with tools has scored 2622. The 20 billion without tools has scored 2230. Perform better comparing to the O3 mini without tools. You can visit this OpenAI's release page and you can just get all these details right there. Now let's go to this ChatGPT OSS playground. So this is the playground that we have. You can use both of these models that are available right here, and you can install both of these two models in your local system. All you have to do is run these things. You can use Hugging Face, Ollama, or LM Studio. So we have those commands to run right here. So I'll be using LM Studio to run this 20 billion parameter version in my system. Now, if you want, you can directly chat from right here in this playground, but it might be slower. So earlier I made a small chat with this and I asked it to implement this binary search in Java. It took just few seconds and it gave me the algorithm right here. Now let's install this particular model in our log. So this is my LM Studio and I have successfully completed the download. So you can see it right here. All you have to do is go to this selective model and search for this one. That's it. Then you can load the model and you are good to go. Model is loaded. Now let's start typing some messages. Hi. It's taking some time. Let's see. Okay, so it is working right now. Now let's ask the same question that I asked in the playground. I'm asking it to implement binary search in Java. So let's see how well it is going to give. So this is quite slower in my machine when running. So I have Audacity running in background and OBS running in background. So that might be the reason why it is slower. So we have the implementation of binary search right here. Let's ask one more question and let's see in the activity monitor how much CPU and RAM is being used for this one. So let's ask to implement bubble sort. Now let's open the activity monitor right here. So in activity monitor, the memory pressure is a little high. So we can see 22 GB out of 24 is being used. And we have a swap memory of 5.17 GB used there. And looking up to CPU, so we are using about 53% of the CPU right here. So there is a little pressure on the hardware right now. So we have the code right here for bubble sort. It added those comments as well. All right, now let's ask some math questions that I have right here. Question here. There are 49 dogs signed up for a dog show and some math questions. So the answer is 42.5. Let's see if the 20 billion parameter is able to solve this one. So let me ask this question right here. So it is thinking and we can see how it is thinking that perhaps wording wrong. Maybe that is it's more small dogs than large dogs, total 29 impossible. So there's a lot of thinking that's going on and we can see how it is thinking. So yeah, we have this 42.5. So that is the answer that we have in that particular answer. So we have a question right here or to guess the birthday. So let's copy that. The answer is December 31. So let's see if it is able to find this. So the answer that ChatGPT has given me is February 29. February 29. But the answer that is in this particular site is December 31. Let's ask this with some other LLMs. Like we have the ChatGPT right here. Let's ask it here. In ChatGPT, we got an answer saying December 30. Now let's see with some other LLMs. Let's go with Claude. So Claude gave me a different answer. That is January 1st. Okay, now let's look at with DeepSeek then. Who's going to give me the correct answer? Oh, we'll check with Kimi K2 as well. So it seems like this is a tricky question where pretty much most of these LLMs couldn't find what is the exact answer. DeepSeek is still thinking. DeepSeek has told me the correct date as December 31st. Cloud gave me a different answer, January 1st, and ChatGPT gave me as December 30, and the OSS version of ChatGPT just told it is February 29, which is nowhere close. Now let's ask with some other questions right here. So let's ask to solve these questions and see if we are going to get the right answer. Yes, the answer is -3. Let's see if that's was that the correct answer. Yes, that is the correct answer. Let's check one more. Oh, 0 points, it's 4. 0 points, it's 4. Both of those are right. Now the math, we have done few math calculations. Out of that we get few answers right and one answer wrong. This question seems to be a little tricky where most of the other LLMs like Claude and Kimi K2 and ChatGPT all gave me different answers. Only DeepSeek gave me the correct answer. So that question might be a little tricky. Now let's ask for some story or some descriptive text. Now I'm going to ask to write a story on a cop and a dragon in a fantasy world. Now we have the story right here, so it is able to write this long text, so that's also great. Now let me stop that right here. In this LM Studio, you can also load the 120 billion parameter if you have a better machine. So all you have to do is search for the model right here, download the 120 billion version from this page right here from LM Studio, and you can right away use it from your local machine. Well, that's it for the open source ChatGPT models. We got two, and what do you think about both of these models? Let me know in the comment section, and stay tuned for the testing of this 120 billion parameter. Till then, this is Joseph signing off. Bye.